Hi, welcome to The Tread. My name is Dallas and I'm the parent of two autistic boys, Ash and Jet. I created The Tread to highlight what it's like being a parent of a child on the spectrum. I want to share some of the knowledge and ideas that I've gained over time, hopefully to inspire you to keep encouraging your child to reach their full potential. Seems to be a common complaint among families with an autistic child. My child is so fussy. They'll only eat chips or pizza. They won't eat vegetables. How can I get them to eat different foods? We've been fortunate that our boys are fairly good eaters now, but it hasn't been without its challenges. While I was writing this script, I found that there was so much to say. So I've split it into two parts. In part one, I'm going to be sharing with you what our boys eat and how we've increased the variety of their diet. I have an intolerance to gluten and dairy, which caused me to have a fairly healthy diet. We decided when the kids were babies that we weren't going to give them foods like lollies, chocolate, fizzy drinks, or junk food. We felt that with society's ongoing issues with childhood obesity and the lack of nutrition in most processed foods, that we wanted to avoid them and give the kids the best start in life. I'm not saying our diet was perfect all the time. I remember giving the kids pita bread with highly processed cheese spread on it. When the boys were about 2, they developed really bad eczema. Now, as I mentioned, I have a dairy intolerance, so I thought maybe they might too. So I took them off the dairy and that helped the eczema a little bit. Then I took them off gluten and the eczema cleared up completely. They are still on a moderately strict gluten-free diet. They now eat cheese but still drink almond milk. We continue to eat fairly healthily and try to avoid as much processed food as possible. They do get treats occasionally. Both Jet and Ash have a preference towards hard and crunchy foods like raw carrot, crackers, chips, nuts, cereal, apples, and so on. They don't like to eat many soft foods like risotto, pasta, mashed potato, and foods with a similar texture. However, I do get them to eat bolognese because, as we know, it's great to hide veggies in. So they won't eat meals like curries because they don't like the texture of the meat, vegetables, sauce and rice all together. So I will take out the meat and they will eat it with a different side dish. Then there are meals like tacos and fajitas. They don't like all the ingredients in together, and it also involves fine motor skills in holding a full wrap together and eating it at the same time. So once again, I just give them the meat and they eat it with a different side dish. Both boys know how to use a fork and a spoon, but we are yet to work on their knife skills. Jet will use his fork most of the time, whereas Ash prefers to eat with his fingers, which is not too bad because most of the meals we have you can eat with your fingers, with the exception of bolognese, and that's when they definitely use a spoon. Ash and Jet would eat rice crackers all day, every day if I let them. There's nothing wrong with rice crackers, but on their own they are not very nutritious and too many could cause constipation. When the boys were younger, we went to see a pediatric dietitian. She taught me so much. But one thing that sticks in my mind is to give them a wide variety of foods, even within the same type of foods. So I give them crackers made from different grains. Here we have rice crackers, corn crackers, which come in sesame, multigrain, soy and linseed, and so on. We have buckwheat crackers, quinoa crackers, sweet potato crackers, beetroot crackers. Then we have smaller rice crackers and seaweed crackers. There are so many different varieties out there. This way, they're getting 4 or 5 different types of grains when they have their snack. The same goes for chips. We have potato chips, corn chips, a variety of sweet potato chips, chickpea chips, and lentil chips. When I give them cereal, I mix together 2 or 3 different types of cereal and also add some dried fruit like cranberries or apricots. The boys don't eat their cereal with the milk because then it will go soggy, and they prefer crunchy food anyway. Once again, the boys would eat hot chips every night if we let them. So when I do make chips, I also make some sweet potato ones for Ash, so at least he's getting 2 different vegetables. As I mentioned previously, both boys love to eat raw carrots, so they have one while they're watching TV before dinner. I have 3 different side dishes that the boys will have with whatever meat the rest of the family is having: chips, garlic bread, or vegetable fritters. When I first bought frozen chips, I tried cooking them in the oven and even the air fryer, but they would never come out crisp and crunchy, and the boys weren't really eating them. So then I tried frying them in oil on the cooktop, and they turned out much crunchier. Due to the rising costs of groceries, I've had to stop buying frozen chips. They are $10 a kilo, compared to $3 to $4 a kilo for fresh potatoes. Frozen chips are definitely more convenient, but it just didn't feel right at that price. So then I tried boiling the potatoes, cutting them up, and then frying them in the hot oil. These have turned out a lot better. Once the chips are cooked, I sprinkle on Tuscan seasoning, which has herbs in it, and they wolf them down. So if they like chips, you could also try using different types of potatoes or different types of oil. These can have different nutritional values. This is another great option because I can add a variety of different herbs into the garlic butter mix. I've even added spinach or greens powder. They love garlic bread. The boys have been eating veggie fritters for many years now, but don't think that I just one day whipped a batch up and they ate it straight away. It was a process of adding things slowly over time. When they were younger, the boys ate something we called eggy bread. It's a bit like French toast. We would whisk up an egg, add salt, pepper and parsley. You would then dip the bread in and fry it up. They happily ate this. We would add more egg to the fry pan when cooking it, so that it was more egg than bread. I then added some ham and cheese to the egg and cooked it without the bread, like an omelette, and they slowly started to eat this. I then added some grated potato. A little bit at first, then more over time, so it became a bit more like a hash brown. Then I started to add some grated carrot, then grated sweet potato, and then some finely chopped broccoli, just the head. Now it includes tinned salmon, sometimes some finely sliced snow peas or spinach. Other times I'll put in things like leftover meatballs, chicken, rice or quinoa. Jet really loves the fritter, Ashley not so much, but he will eat it as long as it's not every night. I hope you found this video helpful. Watch out for part 2 when I talk more about how to expand their diet in creative and sometimes sneaky ways. Feel free to make a comment or ask a question down below. And if you like what you see, give me a like or hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Bye!